We stand at the dawn of strange new times in Impact Wrestling. While seething tensions have spiraled out of control, one man's relentless self-interest has caused turmoil and anguish.
I am the leader of the selfish generation. I am the it factor of professional wrestling.
On Sunday, January 8th, live on pay-per-view at Genesis in a double main event, two battle-hardened warriors will face off as the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle takes on the cowboy James Storm.
You know, I've been through so much in my life that I fear no man. There's nothing on God's green earth that scares me.
Will Angle be able to defeat a man who knows no fear? And one man's quest for redemption will come to a career-defining crossroads when the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy faces the it factor of professional wrestling, Bobby Roode, for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
I will do whatever it takes, day in, day out, to keep this world title around my waist. There's nothing that's going to stop me.
Can Hardy be the guiding force in 2012, or will selfishness and greed continue to tarnish the gold? This is Before the Bell, Genesis.
Emotionally, things just come over you sometimes, you know what I mean? I mean, for 7.5 years, I've kept my mouth shut. I've always played by the rules and been a team player. Where did it get me? Nowhere.
Bobby Roode.
I don't care about the rest of the world in general. Why would I care about them? They never cared about me. They don't care about me now. What, because I went about things the wrong way? What is the wrong way today? I mean, who says what's right and wrong in today's society? If you're successful doing something one way, then to me, that's the right way.
I proudly stand here, your world heavyweight champion.
He wasn't brought up to basically cheat.
Doing the right thing gets you nowhere.
I really don't know what to say anymore.
Roode takes a shortcut and keeps the title.
He's not the one here that has to deal with why is Daddy cheating.
I don't care who I step on. I don't care who I hurt.
Tracy's here with 2 kids, and Bobby's not around.
We've left numerous messages trying to get a hold of him.
I can't even get in touch with him. I try and phone and I don't get a call back.
I am the leader of the selfish generation. I am the it factor of professional wrestling.
Bobby, you're a selfish person.
Bobby's not seeing how selfish he's being.
It's not even about the world title. It's about Bobby Roode being a freaking...
This is my time. This is my era. And there isn't anything or anybody that's gonna get in my way.
Bobby Roode means more to Bobby Roode than anything else.
Dixie's not happy about it because why? Because I'm the face of the company? Because she has to look every day at herself knowing that Bobby Roode, this selfish prick, is the face of her company? She's pissed off at me? I don't mean, where does she get the right to be pissed off at me? I'm just doing what I set out to do 13 years ago, and that's to be a world champion. It doesn't matter how you get there. Have I proven that I'm the it factor thus far as the world champion? Yes. I mean, I haven't lost. I still have the gold around my waist.
As far as the it factor, you know what he does? He does have an it factor. You listen to the way he talks and how cocky and arrogant he can be. I mean, that's some kind of factor. And it comes across, man. It comes through the screen at you. You know, it's people at home, I'm sure, despise him now, especially seeing his family on TV, how much, you know, that he's let them down. So hopefully, in some strange way, I can open his eyes and maybe help him with a little wake-up call to say, hey, man, you've lost touch with reality, and it's not, you know, you're not everything, and you're good, but you're not the best.
I'm still the most selfish man in professional wrestling, and for good reason. I mean, for years I wasn't selfish, and where did it get me? Nowhere. And now that I've turned selfish, I am the world heavyweight champion. I will do whatever it takes, day in, day out, to keep this world title around my waist. There's nothing that's gonna stop me.
The self-proclaimed it factor of Impact Wrestling.
The it factor, as well as the selfish generation leader. Wow, that's pretty arrogant and, overconfident, but that's where he's at right now in his career. I mean, he's the world champion and he's proud of it, and everybody knows it. He's not ashamed to say it.
His championship gold, a harrowing reminder of all those he stepped on to get to the top.
Oh my God, he's gonna snap his leg, he's gonna snap his quad.
AJ, you had no choice.
God.
Your winner, Bobby Roode.
Well, as soon as Sting came out here and laid that down, one fall to a finish, Bobby Roode from behind, he clipped the knee, he attacked AJ from behind, and hooked on that nasty single leg Boston Crab, and remains World Heavyweight Champion.
This smug champion wears his devilish grin proudly because he has no shame for the damage he has caused.
Sting keeps trying to outdo me every week. Why? So Jeff Hardy can get an opportunity to try to become the face of this wrestling company? I can't imagine Jeff Hardy becoming a face of any wrestling company. The guy has fallen down so many times. I mean, why does he deserve second, third, fourth, fifth chances? I am the World Heavyweight Champion. This represents professional wrestling. I am a professional. Day in and day out, I come to work and I am prepared to do whatever it takes to keep this world title around my waist. And people look down on me for that? And they cheer a guy like Jeff Hardy, who has fallen down and embarrassed companies all over the world? The people should be disgusted in themselves. These fans should be disgusted in themselves. I am the face of this wrestling company. I am the world champion. I am the it factor. And I will stop at nothing to continue my path of destruction here.
A road to redemption, once thought beyond reach.
On the 8th day of January, creatures will become champions.
He is the charismatic enigma.
I am the it factor of professional wrestling.
The self-proclaimed leader of the selfish generation. The TNA Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. One night could change everything. TNA Wrestling and Direct Auto Insurance present Genesis, live Sunday, January 8th, only on pay-per-view.
What is real? What is truth?
In the past year, Jeff Hardy has been to hell and back.
I can honestly say people deserve second chances, but do they deserve 3, 4, 5, 6 different chances? No. I mean, how many times do you have to trip up and fall flat on your face before you wake up?
I am the Antichrist of professional wrestling. There's a turning point in everybody's life. Tonight is that night for the enigma.
Your acceptance is meaningless.
Live for today, die for tomorrow. I've cheated death enough for 1,000 lifetimes.
If you want something,
I am who I am.
You take it.
And I do what I have to do. I serve one master, and that master is Jeff Hardy.
I am the Antichrist of professional wrestling.
Antichrist.
Personal struggles kept him out of the ring for nearly 6 months.
I needed to come home and be with my daughter and my wife. I needed that. I needed to get away from the spotlight, anything involved with television, and just come back and get back to my roots and straighten my life out.
But in September, he made his return to Impact Wrestling.
You're not walking back in this door. You will have no part of this company.
I can't expect you to forgive me and give me another chance. I can't. I damn sure can't expect everybody in the back to forgive me and give me another chance. All I can do is ask. Give me one more shot.
The charismatic enigma asked for one more shot from the fans and the TNA locker room.
Nobody wants you here. You need to get your ass out of here right now and leave, period, for good.
I have addressed a lot of people, and sure, they feel weird about me, and they have their doubts, but I'm here to prove myself, one more shot. That's what I asked for, and I've got it, and I'm not gonna mess it up. Honestly, it made me feel better just to come in and be open with everybody and take some heat from a lot of the guys, because a lot of the guys probably didn't think I deserved a chance, but luckily I got it, and I'm not going to mess it up. So I'm running with it, and it's going extremely well so far. I couldn't be happier.
By defeating Jarrett inside the steel cage last month at Final Resolution, Hardy became the #1 contender to Roode's championship title.
Jeff Hardy has been a champion in the past. That's the past. Jeff Hardy has actually had a hell of a past. But now we're talking about the present. We're talking about the here and now. We're talking about the Bobby Roode era.
He's a great athlete. He's a great wrestler, got a lot of background, and he's been doing this a long time, so he's been around the block. And I don't know him all that well as far as, inside the ring, what he's capable of. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. All I can do is study. I can watch his matches and pretty much scout what he does and do my best to counter whatever might hurt me and also do my best to, do what I do to hurt him and win the title.
Jeff Hardy, this charismatic enigma, this fan favorite, doesn't scare me one bit. I've proven to AJ Styles that I'm for real, and I will prove it to Jeff Hardy at Genesis, and I will continue to prove it month in and month out that I am the best in the business, that I am the it factor, and that I can't be beat, and I will do whatever it takes. I said it before, I will do whatever it takes to remain the champion and to keep this where it belongs.
Is this Jeff Hardy's last shot at a world championship?
Anything's possible. So it's just as easy to lose as it is to win sometimes. And I mean, failure's always going to be there, and I'm just going to do whatever I can to beat him. And hopefully, man, the fans are more supportive of me now than ever. Just here at the Impact Zone, it's been unbelievable, the reaction I'm getting. I think with that power, with that adrenaline rush, man, I don't think there's a chance that I'm going to lose, but I have a big power behind me, and that's all these great fans.
On paper, Jeff Hardy has deserved or has the chance to become a world champion, has an opportunity to get in the ring with the world champion at Genesis. Do I personally think he deserves it? No. I don't think Jeff personally deserves to have a job in this company. I don't think Jeff Hardy deserves to have anything in his life right now. After what he put this company through last year, an embarrassment. He's an embarrassment to the industry. He's an embarrassment to this company. He embarrassed me. When you embarrass me, we have a problem. And as a world champion, as the face of this wrestling company, to have a piece of crap like that running around as a #1 contender, to even have the slightest chance of taking this gold and becoming a world champion in this company is a disgrace.
A road to redemption, once thought beyond reach.
On the 8th day of January, creatures will become champions.
He is the charismatic enigma.
I am the it factor of professional wrestling.
The self-proclaimed leader of the selfish generation. The TNA Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. One night could change everything. TNA Wrestling and Direct Auto Insurance present Genesis, live Sunday, January 8th, only on pay-per-view. The fierceness in his eyes says it all.
Do you know who I am? I'm Kurt freaking Angle. I am the master of every submission wrestling move known to man. I could take you down right now and make you cry for your mommy.
Kurt has been hell-bent on revenge ever since the cowboy James Storm captured the championship title.
James Storm, first I'd like to get out of the way that he's a very talented wrestler. I've always seen him as a top talent in Impact Wrestling, but I never saw him at the level where I am. The first time when he kicked me was more of a, wasn't ready for it. I had less than an hour to get ready for my match. Just wasn't ready to wrestle James Storm.
I've always said in everyday life, especially sports, that everyone makes a mistake. It doesn't matter if it's the NFL, if it's, Major League Baseball, if it's soccer, and professional wrestling. You just got to know when that mistake is, and you got to capitalize on it, because, you always hear, especially the commentators in wrestling, saying, okay, this is his chance to capitalize on his mistake. Well, I'm not going to capitalize long. If I get a chance to, last call, super kick you, and and go ahead and win. It doesn't matter if it, like I said, if it's 30 seconds or 30 minutes. I'm taking that victory, any way I can get it.
Bobby Roode, now you better explain real quick why you want to jump me from behind. Do you really think that was me that jumped you last week? You got it all wrong. I beat you before. Do you really think that I would stoop so low? Don't flatter yourself, Storm.
Last week wasn't him. I saw him the entire time. I was looking across my locker room. He was sitting right there all the way up until bell time.
Until I find out exactly who did it, I'm blaming everybody who's sitting in that back right now. I'm here to find out who this was that jumped me from behind and gave me a concussion.
If I'm gonna attack you, it's not gonna be from behind.
Somebody jumped me from behind, gave me a concussion, and now I'm out for a couple weeks. But isn't it funny how since I'm out, you not only get one, but you get 2 shots at Bobby Roode?
I never expected this.
You guys are good friends.
Last thing you would ever think. You can understand how he could reach that conclusion. You just never saw that it would lead to something like that.
I guess it is just some paranoid. I mean, I can understand Storm.
What the hell?
Kurt Angle.
I want you to go home, and I want you to tell your little daughter that I'm the one that gave Daddy the concussion. Sorry about your damn luck.
The Cowboy would continue to fight despite suffering a devastating concussion caused by Angle.
You know what, James? I got to give you a lot of credit. You're either just plain stupid or you're one of the toughest SOBs I've ever met. A few weeks ago when I attacked you from behind, I hit you so hard I thought I gave myself a concussion. I thought you would be out at least 6 months, but it was only 3 weeks, and that's on me. I screwed up. But in final resolution, I ain't gonna screw up again. Because when you come into this ring against Kurt Angle, you come into my world. I'm the best wrestler in the world. And it's not gonna happen again, James, the way you screwed me for the World Heavyweight title when Sting and you forced me to wrestle you within 90 minutes. This time, I will be well prepared. The last time you was on the receiving end of a last call, it knocked you out, and I beat you for that World Heavyweight Championship. This time, when you're on the receiving end of a last call and your head hits this mat right here, I'm gonna take my size 12 cowboy boot and I'm gonna stick it right on that noggin and I'm gonna crush it like a beer can.
I always say, men wrestle, girls kick. I don't consider what James does in the ring vintage wrestling. Now, he can call whatever he wants. Me, I call barroom fighting, but James Storm, if he's going to prove anything to me, he's going to have to do more than just kick me in the face to prove that he's a great wrestler.
You cannot go out there and out-wrestle the greatest wrestler in the world. It can't be done. I tried to do it a little bit at the beginning, and of course he handed my butt to me on a silver platter. It felt like 1,000 pounds was on top of me just because he knows how to distribute his weight, and he's been there and done it. He's beaten the best of the best. And I'm one of those guys, if I can ever get up, I'm gonna try to punch his lights out.
A crushing defeat over the gold medalist at Final Resolution would further enrage Angle, causing him to demand revenge.
Sting, I'm not gonna ask you, I'm telling you. Get your ass out here right now, because I have a few things I have to get off my chest. And ever since you took over this company, it seems like Kurt Angle's career has taken a plummet for the worse. Let me explain to you, Sting. First of all, you booked me in a match with James Storm for the World Heavyweight title, and you give me less than 90 minutes to prepare for that match. And what happens? James Storm screws me with a loaded boot to the chin. Then finally I get the rematch with James Storm, and what happens? Same loaded boot, same result. So all I want is my rematch with James Storm, and you're gonna give it to me.
Rematch? Rematch? Are you kidding me? And you need to cowboy up right now and realize that James Storm has beat you fair and square and needs to move onward and upward to Bobby Roode. In this life, you only get one go-around, and what you do with it is up to you.
He doesn't need a reason to kick your ass. Anytime, anywhere. Cowboy James Storm, the redneck in the ring.
Sorry about your damn luck.
TNA Wrestling and Direct Auto Insurance present Genesis, live Sunday, January 8th, only on pay-per-view.
It seems like no matter how successful you become or what you accomplish in life, like you always got to prove yourself to somebody. Like people don't think you're good enough. You know, people might have think the first two matches I had was a fluke. But you know what? I beat him in 30 seconds, and then I beat him again in like 20 minutes. So, I mean, I don't know what else it's going to take. But, you know, if he's up to it, then I will prove to him again that I can beat him on any given night. That's how it works.
I dominated my match with James Storm at Final Resolution maybe 99% of the time. I had James where I wanted him. I was in complete control of that match. I out-wrestled him. Just slipped on a banana peel at the end. Is there an excuse? Yes. I overlooked a little insight at the end. I missed the moonsault and got caught on the heels of my feet, and you know, James did what he does best, and that's kick. And so I try not to let that bother me, because I know I have something bigger in front of me, and that's Genesis, and that's to prove to everybody that it's not just about beating James Storm, it's about embarrassing him, making him tap out.
Storm has proven to be a fearless warrior, one who has stared into the face of death and lived to fight another day.
That's that voice, that's that tone, that's that factor you have, that intimidation factor, Kurt. You know exactly what I'm talking about, because you win most of your matches before they even begin. Because you tell the opponent what you're going to do to them. You let them think about what's going to happen to them when they step into the ring with the greatest wrestler in the world. When they step into the ring with an Olympic gold medalist. Well, let me tell you something about me. My dad passed away when I was 12 years old. I had two stepbrothers that was killed by a drunk driver when I was 15. When I was 16, my stepdad died. When I was 19, my grandmother passed away, and I just put my dog of 6 years to sleep last week. Kurt, I've looked death in the face. You don't scare me, and there's nothing on God's green earth that intimidates me.
You know, I've been through so much in my life that I fear no man. There's nothing on God's green earth that scares me. You know, there's death and taxes, the only two things guaranteed in life. And, you know, Cowboy James Storm being scared of them, that definitely is not one of them, because I'm not it's just a man. That's how I look at it. You know, I can take a butt whooping like no one else can. You know, I don't care. You're not going to hurt this face too much, you know. So, you know, and I think a lot of people are scared of what could happen to them when they step into the ring with the greatest wrestler in the world. You know, that they could get something broke, you know, or your career get injured. You know, when you're scared of something, that's when something bad can happen to you.
Can the Olympic gold medalist defeat a man who can't be intimidated?
I know James is going to bring it. He's going to try to hit me with the kick, the last call, whatever you want to call it. But I am better prepared for it. You know, very seldom do I say this, but I learned something from the last match. I won't even count the first match because I really didn't have time to prepare. But I think Genesis, we're going to see who the better wrestler is. I believe that this match is the most important match because it's the final match. It's the last one I want to have with James. It's the one where I want to prove to people that I am the best wrestler in the world. And James Storm will never be better than Kurt Angle.
You know, Kurt Angle, I hear you running around asking everybody where Cowboy James Storm is. You even asked Sting for a rematch against me. Well, I'm not a hard man to find, Kurt Angle, because you see, I'm either in two places. I'm either here with this rowdy bunch right here, or I'm down at the local bar. You see, Kurt Angle, I came out here like a man. I stood
Well, at Genesis, there won't be any room for error or mistakes. There won't be any room for brawling. I am going to stick with mat wrestling. I'm going to keep James where I need to keep him. I'm going to contain him. I'm not going to give him any space where he has room to kick. So James Storm is going to be forced to wrestle me. The only way that James Storm is going to beat me, it's not going to be by the kick. The only way that James Storm is going to beat me is if he can make Kurt Angle submit, and that's impossible.
Beat me once, good. Beat me twice, good. You know, Kurt Angle, I'm going to beat you 3 times, and it's going to be a charm.
The leader of the selfish generation. I am the it factor of professional wrestling.
Will the cold winds of chaos continue to wreak havoc? Or will this be the start of a fearless new journey for these men? The Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle must finally prove that he can defeat the cowboy James Storm.
You know, I'm going to set the tone just like I go into any other match. You know, it's my time. I look at it like, you know, I've been a tag team champion 11 times. I've been a world champion at one time, and I got a little bit of taste of it. I'm hungry. 2012, you know, it's going to be the year of the cowboy.
It's not about hurting James Storm. To me, it's about competition. I don't want to fight James Storm. I want to go out there and I want to wrestle James Storm. We're in the wrestling business, and people respect you on your wrestling ability. And I believe that I am the best wrestler in the world still today. James Storm is going to learn that from Kurt Angle at Genesis.
And will this be Hardy's last shot at reclaiming the World Championship? Or will Roode's selfish fury destroy the Enigma's chance at redemption?
To win the title at Genesis, pretty much starting 2012 off right, you know what I mean? It's on the 8th day. If I'm able to do this, I truly believe, you know, in my heart and feel it in my mind that 2012 is the year of the Enigma. And I think it'd be a great way to kick it off.
2012 will be known as the year of Bobby Roode. I've heard a lot of things over the last little while. People criticizing me about how I became a world champion and how I carry myself. The fact of the matter is that if they had the same opportunity that I had, they would be doing the same damn thing. The fact is they're just jealous that I got something that they didn't get. I mean, that whole locker room is jealous of me. That whole locker room wants this. And I know that. I know that. I'm not a dumb man. I've proven it. I'm a very smart, I'm a very intelligent person. So it doesn't matter who it is that's gonna try to threaten me to take this title away, because I'll keep doing what I'm doing. And there's nothing and no one that's gonna stop me from continuing down my path as a world heavyweight champion.
On this night, who will set the tone in these uncertain times? Who will lead Impact Wrestling into 2012 and beyond? TNA Wrestling and Direct Auto Insurance present Genesis. One night can change everything. Sunday, January 8th, live, exclusively on pay-per-view. A road to redemption, once thought beyond reach.
On the 8th day of January, creatures will become champions.
He is the charismatic Enigma.
I am the it factor of professional wrestling.
The self-proclaimed leader of the selfish generation. The TNA Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. One night could change everything. TNA Wrestling and Direct Auto Insurance present Genesis. Live, Sunday, January 8th, only on pay-per-view.
In this life, you only get one go-around, and what you do with it is up to you.
He doesn't need a reason to kick your ass. Anytime, anywhere. Cowboy James Storm, the redneck in the ring.
Sorry about your damn luck.
TNA Wrestling and Direct Auto Insurance present Genesis. Live, Sunday, January 8th, only on pay-per-view. A road to redemption, once thought beyond reach.
On the 8th day of January, creatures will become champions.
He is the charismatic enigma.
I am the it factor of professional wrestling.
The self-proclaimed leader of the selfish generation. The TNA Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. One night could change everything. TNA Wrestling and Direct Auto Insurance present Genesis, live Sunday, January 8th, only on pay-per-view.